Before we talk about how exactly we start all of these things early and how we make an impressive resume, we need to talk about stats and what these numbers actually mean. So, on the screen in front of you is data from 2026 February. So, it's the most recent application data we have across the United States. And this particular table shows you the difference between athletes and non athlete students, but because they're so similar, we can assume they're basically one and the same. So when you look at this table, the first thing you might notice is there are some really insane statistics on here. Like if you look at the average hours for research, you'll see it's 1,000 hours. And keep in mind, this isn't even all 4 years of high school. These applications are submitted kind of in your third year summer. So this is only 3 years of data, and you'll see the average is like 1,000 hours with a deviation of 2,000, meaning a lot of people might have even over 3,000 hours in research, and that might worry you. But these are really misleading statistics, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So if you look at these numbers, you might think that everyone's getting thousands and thousands of hours in research and it's really important. And you might think the same thing about publications or presentations or community service, whatever. But that's not what it actually looks like. You'll notice that the deviation in this data is greater than the actual mean itself. This wouldn't really be an issue in a normal data set. But when we're looking at the hours we put into an activity, we have a lower bound. We can't physically do less than 0 hours. So instead of having the data distributed normally, suggesting that about 50% of people do a little below 1,000 and 50% of people do a little above 1,000, in reality, the data is actually distributed like this, where most people are at 0 hours and some people are at like 4,000 hours. This should be reassuring because it implies that you don't need thousands of hours in every extracurricular. In reality, you need a really strong extracurricular that you have spent thousands of hours on, and you need a little bit in the remaining ones just to have something to talk about.